stars, there is a $500 super shoe, breaking marathon records and creating controversy. She's a shoe-in. When Mary Lynch, 25, runs her third New York City marathon on Sunday, she's hoping her $250 Hoka Rocket X2 Super Shoes will help propel her to her first sub-3-hour finish. Quote, I have never run a marathon in them, Lynch, who works in finance and lives in Manhattan, told the New York Post. You see the pros wearing them. It's a very seductive promise, unquote. SuperShoes were the first introduced by Nike in 2016 as an unnamed prototype for elite runners and later christened the Vaporfly 4%. Now, the high-tech sneakers, which have a carbon fiber plate embedded in a lightweight foam midsole, helping to propel a runner forward with less effort. These have trickled down to everyday athletes, and certainly Hoka is a brand that if you work on set, there's only certain sneakers that the fancy people who wear the Gorp core, if you know what I'm talking about, if they're in PFG, Columbia, certain brands that are kind of outdoor hiking brands, there's certain cool with the umlaut over the U, certain things you only see on set and they're not cheap, but they're for people who want performance. And certainly Hoka is one of those brands. We gave a PA a pair because she got into the DGA trainee program, right? Like, you're going to be a real assistant director. So here's the shoes to match. But, quote, I don't know a single runner who isn't interested in this sneaker, running coach Zandy Mangold told the Post. The shoes improve your running economy, which basically means they allow you to run the same pace at an easier effort. Maybe I need these shoes. Nearly every manufacturer now offers their spin on the trend. Is that where Dwayne Wade got those cloud shoes from? A Nike Vaporfly costs $260. The Hoka Rocket X2 is $250. And this past September, Adidas released the Adizero Adios Pro Evo 1, which costs a cool $500. What? The 521 pairs initially made available sold out in a matter of minutes, according to CNN. Studies have found that runners can see a 1 to 3% increase in speed wearing the shoes, and the faster the pace, the bigger the gains. Ethiopia's Tigst Asifa ran September's Berlin Marathon in Adizeros and smashed the women's world record by more than 2 minutes with a time of 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 53 seconds. I think the Nike Vaporfly 3s are actually cute. The Adizero Adios Pro Evo 1 have these big old stripes. So it's like you're screaming advertising, whereas the other ones are a little bit more low key. At the Chicago Marathon in October, Kelvin Kiptum of Kenya set a men's world record of 2 hours and 35 seconds while wearing a prototype of the Nike Alphafly 3 sneakers. Britt Gunster, a physical therapist at Fusion PT in Westchester, is looking to finish in 4 hours and 10 minutes on Sunday, a potential personal best. She's on the slower side of who the shoes claim to benefit, but she's found that her $230 New Balance Super Comp Elite have helped her not to tire as easily when she's worn them for speed training. Quote, I'm not relying on them. I'm expecting to improve my time because of my speed workouts, not my sneakers, she said. But they are a bonus. But the hyped shoes aren't without controversy. They've been called technological doping. And in 2021, World Athletics, an international governing body for running and track and field events, ruled that they must adhere to certain physical specifications, such as the sole being no thicker than 40 millimeters. And medical professionals say they're not a good option for everyone. Mandy Fox, a physical therapist at Finish Line PT in Chelsea advises people with excess motion through their foot and ankle to build up a baseline of calf muscles and strengthen tendons before wearing them, lest they lead to tendon pain or plantar fasciitis. Quote, because of the stacked height and plate, they are less stable shoes, she explained. But Stephanie Junger-Mote can't imagine the marathon without them. Sunday will be her 9th marathon and her 3rd wearing Nike Vaporflies. Quote, it's hard to turn back to regular shoes. They are just so light that it feels like you are not running in anything. Over the course of the race, they don't weigh you down, said Junger-Mote, 42, who is hoping to break 4 hours. If she succeeds, she says the shoes will have helped. But ultimately, her running coach, Sean C. Fortune of Central Park Coaching, deserves the credit. Quote, they help you to maximize the training you've put in, she said, but you have to put in the training. Have you run a marathon, a half marathon, any marathon? It's certainly really inspiring seeing Sha'Carri Richardson and all of those, women who are hopping those, what do you call those, hurdles? In, slow-mo. It just looks so exciting. I don't know if I ever want to run 26 or 28 miles on concrete, but it looks exciting, all that breathing and all those cups of water. I can certainly admire the fashion and the athleticism from the sidelines. What do you think?